This is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Red Sorghum by Mo Yan. Published in 1986, Red Sorghum is a magical realism novel written by Mo Yan. The story is set in China from the 1920s to the 1970s, and the novel plays with time non chronologically, telling the story of three generations of the Shandok family as they transition from sorghum winemakers to resistance soldiers during the Second Sino Japanese War. Mo Yan, translated in English as Don't Speak, is the pen name of Gyan Moe. Yan won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2012, and Red Sorghum is typically considered his best novel. It was adapted into an Oscar nominated film in 1987. The story opens with Commander Yu preparing his soldiers to attack the invading Japanese army. However, as his wife makes her way through the sorghum fields with food for the soldiers, she is shot dead and killed by the Japanese. Her death forges a link in the novel between the past and the present. As the story progresses, the unnamed narrator, the grandson of Commander Yu, reminisces about the history of his family and the conflicts they participated in during the war. He describes how his grandmother was forced to marry the son of a rich distillery owner. Because his grandfather, who was a bandit, had already fallen in love with her, he murders the distillery owner's son. Thus, his grandmother takes over the business, and the narrator recounts in another memory the reasons why their wine is so good. At one point in the story, his grandmother's body is removed from the mass grave to be given a proper burial. The narrator describes her body as still being as lovely and as fresh as a flower, yet also notice the disgusted expressions on the soldiers' faces as they see the state of the corpse. The funeral is then interrupted by a strange visitor who arrives riding a mule. Yet, before the mystery of his presence is ever explained, he meets his end in a brutally graphic fashion. Although the story leaps wildly through time, the book nevertheless proceeds smoothly. The narrator often assumes the viewpoint of other characters and even some animals, and his memories cover many violent events. Floggings, murders, and rape are all recalled during the progression of the book. But Yan writes it all with a beautiful yet terse lyrical quality. Even before the war, life in the family's home village is both terrible and magical. They are bloody injuries, robust sexual encounters, and animals that harbor the power to either help or harm. Yet, through it all, the red sorghum plant acts as an anchor, providing food, wine, shelter, and consistency to the people of the village. However, because the grain of the plant turns red when it is ripe, it also symbolizes violence in the cycle of life. Early in the novel, the narrator's uncle Arhat is flogged and then skinned alive by the Japanese for being a saboteur. Because the tale proceeds in a non-linear fashion, the reader is later exposed to Arhat's life several times. This lends an extra layer of meaning to his shocking death, though not always a tragic one. The narrator recounts Arhat's death two times, once portraying him as a hero, another time portraying him as a fool, yet both are presumably true. Contradiction is heavily present throughout the narration. Commander Yu is both cruel and pure hearted. The narrator both loves and hates his home village, which is located near the Yang of White Horse Mountain and the Yin of the Black Water River. Color is another important element in the novel. In addition to the red sorghum, the narrator describes milky water, black soil, blue sky, etc. Green in particular is portrayed as loathsome. It is connected with stagnant lake water as well as an important element in the book's conclusion. As time passes and the people join together to fight the Japanese, the story reveals that they spent equal amounts of time battling each other over resources such as weapons, food, and the red sorghum. This behavior is mirrored in a scene in which some of the family members try to cull a pack of dogs that have taken to eating the bodies of people killed in battle. However, the dogs begin fighting amongst each other and effectively cull themselves. But the dogs and the cannibalism they represent are a recurring theme in the book. Just as the dogs ate human meat, so do the men kill and eat the dogs. They also wear dog skins as protection against the winter cold. As the novel concludes in 1970s, the narrator returns to his family's burial site to pay his respects. Once there, he sees that the talisman of his family, the red sorghum plant, has been choked out by a green hybrid version, symbolizing loss and change. And here ends the story. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.